So hello everybody, I'm going to show you around my apartment here in Japan. But we're outside obviously first because I want to show you this. This is my bike that I've just got today. I'm so proud of it, and as soon as I'm finished with this I'm going to go for a ride and go and explore Moriyama. So there's still a lot of stuff I haven't seen. So yeah, here's my place. There's a mailbox outside and a mailbox in the door, and I keep forgetting to check both of them, so I missed the parcel earlier. It was sat in the outside post office for a while. Post box for a while. So here's my genkan. You'll see loads of these around my apartment because I'm trying to remember loads of vocabulary for Japanese. So genkan is like at the entranceway in Japanese buildings, really, not just Japanese houses, and it's the place where you usually change your shoes. So Japanese houses, some restaurants and schools and a few other buildings, you have to change your shoes before you enter. Some places like houses, apartments, you don't wear any other shoes when you go into the house. But in my school, for example, you got to wear indoor shoes. So I've got to change my pair of shoes that I'm wearing when I get in. Okay, here is my bedroom. So this is completely unused really at the moment. I store all my clothes here, but I don't sleep here because this room isn't air conditioned. It gets fairly warm. But in the winter, when it gets a lot colder, I'll sleep here because obviously I've got a big double bed there, which is nice. Obviously this is nowhere near as big apartment-wise as say a UK apartment, but they use the space really well. So I've got a lot of closet space there. It goes right to the back of my suitcases. Because I'm living on my own, it's pretty easy. So yeah, more than enough room really. And this is pretty big for a Japanese apartment, especially for jets. I know a lot of people who've got places that are a lot smaller than this. This is the toilet. Probably not the most exciting part of the tour, but yeah, Japanese toilets come in loads of different guises. The bottom end are the squat toilets, and they're not great, but you only really find them in public places, but I've got some in my school. And then the top of the range, like the all bells and whistles models, have got like seat warmers and all sorts of clever gadgets, and yeah, you only really find them sort of in hotels, and a few modern houses have got one, but mine's sort of middle of the road. It has got a seat warmer, but in this weather there's absolutely no point in using that. It's obviously not even plugged in. But I do want to show you this. If you come and visit Japan, try and learn these two kanji. This is dai and short, big and small. So yeah, you work that out for yourself. But when you flush the toilet, the water comes out here, so you wash your hands here, and this is refilling the cistern. So all that soapy water will go into the cistern, and the next time you flush the toilet, it's nice and soapy water that gets flushes the toilet. So yeah, it's a good use of water. That's just a closet. It's currently full of crap. There's nothing in there of any interest. It's my utility. There's me. My sort of utility area. This is like a typical Japanese washing machine. It's sort of like an old style UK one, but yeah, it's really easy to use. I actually prefer it because there's been a few times where I've put some washing in here and then found something else that needs to go in, and you literally just chuck it in the top. You don't have to. It doesn't lock or anything when the wash starts. That's good. My bathroom, or furoba for anybody who is learning Japanese. This is like a wet room, so I shower here, and then obviously this is the bath. The bath is obviously a lot smaller than like a Western style bath, but it is really deep, so it's pretty nice to be fair. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, one way bath, one way shower. Yeah, pretty nice. And when I got here, everything was furnished, nothing was broken. It was pretty easy to settle in. So this is my combined kitchen dining area. This room gets really hot because obviously here's the front window, and it lets in a fair amount of light, and it's not air conditioned, and obviously I do a lot of cooking in here, so when I'm cooking it gets really hot. So at the moment we're at 30 degrees, which is bearable obviously, but it gets like 35, 36, 37 degrees in here when I'm right into my cooking. So yeah, some jets have got like a single burner in their apartment, but I'm lucky enough to have two, and a little grill. But this chucks out a whole lot of heat. It's obviously gas, chucks out a lot of heat. You might have noticed there's no oven, but this microwave doubles as an oven. And I know there's microwaves in the UK that doubles as ovens, and they're pretty crap, but this one's pretty good. That's oven. You can set the temperature, and it goes up to like 250 degrees, so that's pretty much fine for everything that you'd ever need to cook here. Yeah, I'll quickly mention about the garbage and the rubbish, because I know it's obviously not interesting, but it's it's so different to the UK. In the UK, we have like a collection every 2 or 3 weeks. Here you have one nearly every day for a different type of rubbish. So this is I forget. This is like trays and plastics, and then but plastics doesn't include plastic drinks bottles, PET bottles. So yeah, it's really, really specific, and all the plastics have to be washed before they're put in the bin, which is probably a good thing, because any food that stays in the bin for very long here, because it's so hot, starts to, you know, smell pretty bad. So it's probably good that the collections are so regular. But yeah, it all has to go out every morning before 8 AM, which is, yeah, that's pretty early. So every weekday I've got to be up early, but I'm up early for school anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So here is probably my favourite room, the living room, or ima in Japanese. So yeah, you don't really have carpets in Japan. You either have wooden floors, or you have this, which is a tatami. So it's like a traditional straw flooring. This one's pretty old, but it's really comfortable. I do really like it. So there's my aircon unit up there, and it's all controlled by this little wireless remote, and it's got a dehumidification setting that my friend just told me about the other day. And yeah, it's nice. It's really, really nice. It's nice and chilly in here right now. And this is my futon. So obviously, because I'm not using my bedroom at the moment, I use this. It's like a Japanese bed, and I unfold it at night. There's all my bedding, and then in the morning I fold it back up. Because it's so humid in Japan and so hot, if you leave it laid out for a long period of time, it's gonna start getting mouldy. So yeah, I'm pretty careful to do that every day. I've had some visitors around recently, and I actually did sleep in my bedroom for the first time the other night. This is a pull-out bed, and I've got my futon, so there is enough room for a few people if I ever need guests. If you ever want to visit. Oh, if you like post-90s, that's what a TV looks like. Yeah, I don't use it because DVDs are a different region here. Obviously all the TVs in Japanese, and yeah, I might catch some of the Olympics maybe. This is my outside. Directly, oh, it's so hot and humid out here, especially because it's so cold in there. The difference is crazy. Yeah, this is an allotment that's directly behind my apartment. There's always people gardening out here. I dry my washing out here, and it dries in no time in the middle of the day. So yeah, that's good. And that's the outlet for my AC. Okay, so I think I'll leave it there. Obviously pretty short tour because it is a small apartment. But yeah, I'm really happy here. So if you've got any questions about living in Japan or anything like that, yeah, just put them in the comments below, and I'll do my best. So yeah, goodbye from Japan.